Good morning students. As we discussed previously, in VHDL we have three different description styles. So what are all those three? Structural, data flow and behavioral description. So in the second unit we studied about the how to write VHDL program using structural and data flow description style. So while coming for the next third unit, so in this third unit we are going to discuss about how to write VHDL program in behavioral modeling. So that is what we are going to study in this particular third unit. So we are going to learn about the third description style in VHDL, that is behavioral description, or we can also call it as behavioral design. So what we are going to represent within that? So while coming for behavioral description, so within that, so we are not going to mention any internal details of the circuit. Internal operation we are not going to mention, but instead of that we are going to define the behavior of that particular module. So that's what we are going to suppose we are going to represent under that particular behavioral description. So under this we are not at all going to mention the internal operation, internal details of the circuit. Instead of that we are supposed to represent the behavior of that particular circuit. So behavior in this sense, simply we are going to mention the truth table of that particular circuit. Truth table itself is going to mention the behavior of the circuit. In truth table we are not going to discuss anything internal related to the internal structure. Just behavior with respect to inputs and outputs we are going to mention. So because of that, knowing the truth table we can able to describe the behavior of that particular circuit. For example, so if I consider the two input AND gate, so what is the truth table for that? For 0, 0. So what is the behavior of the circuit? Output needs to get a value of 0. For 0, 1, 1, 0 also output needs to get a value of 0. For 1, 1 output needs to get a value of 1. So this is what is going to indicate the behavior of that particular circuit. Under behavioral description we are going to define that particular behavior only with respect to inputs and outputs. That is nothing but knowing the truth table you can able to describe the behavioral description style in VHDL. So one of the example that we discussed is two input AND gate. Then, so while coming for that, in behavioral description the key element that we are using is process. So that's what here we indicated that particular one, so which is process. So without process there is no behavioral description. So because of that the main key element that we are using while we are writing program in behavioral description is process. So which is very very important. In general, process is a concurrent statement. Process is a concurrent statement. It consists of collection of sequential statement, where process is a collection of sequential statements. That means combining multiple sequential statements within the process we can able to consider it as a single concurrent statement. So already I mentioned at the introduction of VHDL, in VHDL we have flexibility that combining multiple sequential statement they will act as a single concurrent statement. That we can able to achieve by means of using the process element in the VHDL. In general, process is a single concurrent statement within that particular process where it consists of collection of sequential statement. Combining all those collection of sequential statement we can able to consider it as a single concurrent statement. So that is what regarding process. So that is what here we mentioned. So where it consists of the collection of sequential statements. So because of, as I mentioned, process is a concurrent statement. So concurrent statements where we can able to describe within the architecture body. So by means of that, so multiple process at a time you can also able to describe within that particular architecture body, and also in parallel with the other concurrent statements whatever discussed right now. So because within architecture body you can able to describe the concurrent statement, as I mentioned over here, process is a concurrent statement. So because of that, process statement is going to execute in parallel with the other concurrent statements. Other concurrent statements are nothing but those other concurrent statements may be a process statement or maybe a whatever concurrent statements till now we discussed. So combining with the structural and data flow description style. Okay. So like that, so process is the key element that we are using. It is a single concurrent statement where within process it consists of multiple sequential statements. Combining all those sequential statements, it will act as a single concurrent statement. That is what here we are going to describe. Then after that, we are supposed to know what is the syntax of that particular process. Okay. So while coming for that, here we mentioned the syntax of that particular process. It starts with a keyword process. Okay. So process is a key element in behavioral description style. So while coming for the syntax of the process, it starts with a keyword process. Then after that, we are supposed to, within the parenthesis, we are supposed to represent the signal names. So what are the signal names we are going to mention within those parentheses? So depending on whatever signals output of the circuit is going to vary, those signals we are supposed to mention in this particular signal list. And that signal list we can call it as a sensitivity list. So remember that particular one. So sensitivity list we can able to call it as. Okay. So here I mentioned, so after the keyword process we can able to describe the different signal names. So those signals, okay, are so based on the output. So what are all the bindings of what are all the signals, output is going to vary. Those signals we are going to describe within that particular parenthesis. In general, so output always depends on inputs. With respect to input, output is going to vary. In that regard, so in these signal names we are going to describe, majority cases we are going to describe the inputs itself. Inputs of that particular circuit itself we are going to describe them as sensitivity list. Okay, those signals list itself we can also call it as sensitivity list. Remember that particular technical word, sensitivity list. So by means of that signals we can able to describe. Then after that, while coming for here, okay, this type of declarations and definitions we already saw while you are defining the architecture. Okay, so before starting of the architecture body, there we describe all these declarations and definitions. So what are all those we declared? So type declaration, signal declaration, constant declaration, component declaration, function definition, procedure definition. So all those we can able to describe within the architecture, that too before beginning of the architecture body. Okay, so if you define over there, those signals are those signals we can able to use whatever declarations and definitions we made within the architecture before architecture body starts. Those we can able to use within the architecture body. So but while coming for this particular one process, so within this also, anyway this is a process, is a concurrent statement we are placing within the architecture body. Because of that, whatever previous declarations and definitions we made within the architecture definition, those we can able to use within this particular process. But in addition to that, if any other types or okay constants, functions and procedure which are required to execute these statements, if necessary, those must be defined once again within this particular process. And whatever you defined here, all these type, constant, function, procedure and all these are all local to this particular process. That means whatever we defined over here, those we can able to use only within this particular process body that lies in between begin and end. Okay, so because all these are all local, so within this particular one only we can able to use. But whatever you representing in architecture definition before starting of the architecture body, there also we can able to define types, constant, function, procedures. Those we can able to use within the architecture body. Okay, within any concurrent statement. So because of that, within process also you can able to use. But in addition to those, if there are any additional requirement for type, constant, function and procedures, those also you can able to describe. That flexibility also there in VHDL. So within the process, that too before beginning of the process body. So that is starts with the keyword begin. And one more thing is, in architecture we mentioned type declaration, after that signal declaration over there. Okay, but here we considered variable declaration. Okay, because within process we should not declare the signal. Okay, so instead of signal we are going to use only variables. So this is a thumb rule you are supposed to remember. Within process we should not declare the signals. Okay, we can only able to declare the variables. So because of that in this particular one, so other than this remaining all are same, type, constant, function, procedure, all these are all seems to be same as what we have defined in so architecture definition, that too before architecture body. But the main difference is there we can able to declare the signal, but while coming for here we are going to declare variables. You should not declare signal declaration within process. That is because of, so there we mentioned signal declaration in architecture body, okay, in architecture definition. So those signals we can able to use anywhere in the concurrent statement. But while coming for here, whatever we mentioned over here, so those are all only local to this particular process, and those we can able to use within this particular process body itself. So that is the difference. To differentiate between that one and this one, here we are supposed to consider them as variable, not signals. Okay, because these variables we can able to use only within this particular one, but their signals if you mention means in any concurrent statement you can able to use. So in that regard, to differentiate those two, so that you can able to consider it as signal declaration, and while coming for within process there is no signal declaration, we can able to consider it as a variable declaration. Very very important thing you are supposed to remember, variable only. Okay, variable declarations we are supposed to place within that particular process. Okay, then after that, after defining all these which are all local to this particular process, next we are supposed to start the process body with a keyword begin. Okay, as I mentioned previously, process is a single concurrent statement where it consists of collection of the sequential statements. So those collection of sequential statements we are going to describe within that particular process body, that too before begin and end, in between begin and end. Okay, so while coming for this, so all these are all sequential statements. Whatever functionality you are supposed to cover within that particular process, all those sequential statements you can able to describe. And as you all know that because of here we are mentioning the sequential statements, how they are going to execute, one after another, step by step only it is going to execute. While coming for concurrent statements, all are going to execute at a time, but while coming for sequential statements, so one after another only it is going to execute. And finally we are supposed to close that particular process by means of using the keyword end, and after that process, end process, using of that particular keyword we are supposed to close that particular process. And one more point is, so here I mentioned sensitivity list. Okay, so within sensitivity list signals that we mentioned, so what type of signals we are supposed to place, depending on the what are all these signals, output of that particular circuit is going to vary. Those signals we are supposed to mention within that particular sensitivity list. Okay, so initially while you are simulating this particular one, okay, so while you are executing this particular program, so how it runs means, initially this process is in suspend, it is not going to run. So when it is going to start run this particular program is, if there is any variation in the value of the signals whatever we mentioned in this sensitivity list. Okay, anyway in sensitivity list we are going to mention the some of the signals, in most of the cases input of that particular circuit itself. If there are any changes in the value of those signals is occurred, then only this process starts executing. Okay, that is the case. When it starts executing means whenever the value of any particular signal is varied, then at that particular point of time the execution of process is going to start. So then thereafter it starts executing, and within our process body it also executing all these step by step, and all these things are going to happen at zero simulation time itself. And one more thing is, while these sequential statements are executing, if there is any change occurred in these particular signal names by means of this particular sequential statement, then once again process is going to execute. So like that, so until there is no change occurred in that particular signal names, up to that particular one it keeps on running, its process keeps on executing. Okay, So that is how this particular process is going to execute. Okay, so whatever I mentioned till now, all this execution of all this will be happened in zero simulation time itself. Yeah. So next to that, while coming for this, the main difference compared with that particular architecture is variable declaration. So because of that, now we are going to describe how that particular variable declaration seems to be. How we can able to declare a variable. So that is, syntax seems to be like this. So it was seems to be same as signal declaration itself, but instead of signal keyword we are supposed to use the variable keyword. So here we consider that particular one. It starts with a keyword variable. Okay. So then after that, variable names. Variable names, user defined identifier, you can able to represent any name over there, colon variable type. Anyway, predefined and user defined types we have. So anyone you can able to consider. Okay. But here instead of signal, here we are supposed to consider the variable declaration which starts with a keyword variable. That is the only difference. Remaining all are seems to be same. Okay. So this is what that particular variable declaration syntax seems to be. Next we are supposed to discuss about the process body. So what we mentioned within that particular process body, anyway process body starts with a keyword begin, and after that we are supposed to represent the collection of sequential statements. After that we are supposed to end the process body by means of writing end process. Okay. So now we need to know that what are all the sequential statements that we have in VHDL, because while you are writing program for process, within the process body you must consider only the sequential statements. So in that regard, next what we are going to study is what are all the sequential statements that we have. Okay. So coming to that, the first sequential statement that we are going to study is sequential signal assignment statement. Okay, this syntax seems to be same as concurrent signal assignment statement which we learned in data flow description style. Okay. So the first type of sequential statement is sequential signal assignment statement, but syntax seems to be same as concurrent signal assignment statement which we already studied in data flow description style. So what we studied over there, the syntax for that particular one is, so this is what, signal name less than or equals to expression. This is what we studied over there to represent for concurrent signal assignment statement. Here for sequential signal assignment statement also same syntax. Okay, signal name less than equals to expression. By means of that, how it is going to execute? So first right hand side expression is going to evaluate, and whatever value we got, that will be assigned directly to the left hand side signal name. So that is how it is going to execute. This is one type of the sequential statement, that is sequential signal assignment statement. That is the first type you are supposed to remember. And next to that, analogous to that particular one is variable assignment statement. So the syntax for that one seems to be like this. So variable name colon equals to expression. So everything seems to be same as this particular one only. But the difference is here signal, here variable. And one more main difference you are supposed to identify is the assigning operator. So which is in this particular one we considered colon equals to. But till now whatever we considered that is less than or equals to as assigning operator. But while you are considering, while you are assigning value for the variable, you are supposed to consider the assigning operator as colon equals to. Okay, you need to remember it, because in VHDL, so these two only we have the assigning operators, less than equals to and colon equals to. So you need to know. So where we are supposed to use the colon equals to and where we are supposed to use the less than equals to. So while coming for here, to assigning value for the variables, we are supposed to consider the colon equals to. For all remaining nothing but signals, while you are assigning value for them, we are supposed to consider the less than equals to. So that is the main difference between these two assigning operators. Okay then. So based upon whatever we discussed till now, okay, we discussed what are the sequential statements, how we can able to declare the variables. With that knowledge, now we can able to write a program. So by means of using this particular behavioral description style. Okay. So anyway, here I considered once again the standard circuit what we are considering from the starting of VHDL. So that is prime number detector, 4 input prime number detector. By means of that we can able to realize what are all the prime numbers that we have in between 0 to 50. Okay. So coming to here, once again I consider this same circuit, and for that particular one the operation that I am writing by means of using this particular behavioral description, that too using of the concurrent statement process. Okay. So considering that, so here also I didn't mention any entity declaration part, because entity declaration part seems to be same irrespective of whatever description, whether it is structural, data flow or behavioral, whatever the type, okay, description style that we have, entity part is same. Because of that here also I didn't mention any entity part, but while you are writing for the exams, for all these whatever program he may ask, for all those you are supposed to start with the library, package, then entity declaration. After that only you are supposed to write the architecture definition. But here my concentration is only wherever it is going to differentiate with the other description style, that part only I am concentrating. Okay, it doesn't mean that it don't have any entity declaration part, library and packages. Remember it. Anyway, so because of that anyway entity declaration part is same, that's why I neglected it. Here I am focusing only on the architecture definition. So that too here my intention is to write architecture definition by means of using the behavioral description style. In behavioral description style, the key element that we are using is process. Okay. So because of that, so here I wrote program for that, where prime number detector, so architecture name of entity name is, then so architecture body starts with a keyword begin. Then after that we are supposed to write the concurrent statement. Because of now we are writing program in behavioral description style, the concurrent statement till now what we have studied is process. Okay, that is the only concurrent statement that we have. Okay, so because of that we are supposed to start with process. As per syntax, it starts with a keyword process. Then after that within parenthesis what we are supposed to mention. So depending on whatever signals output of that particular circuit is going to vary, those signals we are supposed to describe within that particular sensitivity list. Okay, whatever value signals we are going to mention within parenthesis, those we can able to call them as sensitivity list, because based upon those values itself or signals itself, this process is going to execute. In that regard they mention that particular list name as sensitivity list. Okay, coming to here, so here prime number detector, the sensitivity list is obviously outputs are going to vary with respect to inputs. So here inputs what we described, N0, N1, N2, N3. These four are the inputs for prime number detector. Anyway, in entity declaration part we mentioned it as an array represented with N colon in std_i_vector 3 down to 0. There we mentioned in entity declaration part that N is an array which is going to represent the inputs. So here I mentioned all those inputs. Here N it is going to indicate means it covers all N0, N1, N2, N3. Okay. So because of that, here I mentioned first process keyword, then after that sensitivity list. So here sensitivity list is inputs itself directly, which is N in this particular case. Then after that we are supposed to start the this variable declaration you can able to write after mentioning this particular body of the process. So in that regard here what we consider is, so whatever data flow style that we considered, in data flow same like this only we mentioned program for that. So same program I am considering over here, because here my intention is till now whatever sequential statements that we studied is, so one is sequential signal assignment statement and second one is variable assignment statement. Using all those two only here I am writing this particular one. So coming to that, so this particular process I considered from the data flow itself. So using of that particular data flow style itself, here I am describing in terms of the behavioral description. So because of that, so whatever here I mentioned, this whole program seems to be same as the whatever we described in data flow structure. Because if you look at the syntax of concurrent signal assignment statement and a sequential signal assignment statement and variable statements, all these are all seems to be same. So because of that here also this particular program seems to be same as data flow. Because of that particularly here we mentioned process based data flow VHDL. Okay, but this is a behavioral because this is a process based, but internally we consider the data flow style itself. Okay, so what we are supposed to observe is, but anyway while we are writing program for the behavioral, in majority cases we are not going to consider this type of sequential statement because it seems to be like a data flow. Okay, but why I consider over here is to make sure the difference between, so if you write the same program in data flow and in process, how they are going to differentiate in process compared to data flow. To indicate that particular one only, here we considered. But in majority cases, simply by means of looking at the truth table itself, we are going to write the behavioral description style. Okay, here just for introduction point of view, to make sure the difference between signals and variables, here I consider the process based data flow style. Okay, coming to this, so data flow, whatever we mentioned, all those we considered, but these signals still now not yet defined. So in between architecture and beginning also we didn't define, but we are using them in process. So in that regard, those must be defined variables. Okay, because within process you should not define signal declarations. We can able to define only variable declarations. So in that regard, after writing the program, okay, that particular process body, if you verify if any signals not yet declared, all those must be declared as variables. Anyway, this N0, N1, N2, N3, all these are all defined in entity declaration part, and these four only not yet declared. So because of that, all those must be used within the process. For that reason, we have to be declared them as variable, not signal. So in that regard, so here I mentioned the variable declaration part. Okay, so these variables, whatever signal are not covered previously, those must be defined as variables. So because of that, using of variable declaration syntax, variable names, colon, variable type. Using of that, I mentioned the variables. Then after that, look at this particular program. So here all these are all variables, not signals. Okay, so because of that, what is the assigning operator for that? Colon equals to, not less than equals to. So this is the main difference, what I am supposed to show it to all of you. So because of that only I considered the data flow itself within the process. Okay, so because here all these are all we indicated with variables, while you are assigning values for them, we should not use the less than equals to, because all these are all left hand side, these four are variables. So variable assigning operator is colon equals to. Okay, so that is where if you mentioned all these are all signals means less than or equals to. If you mentioned these are all variables means colon equals to. Okay, that is the thumb rule you are supposed to remember. And finally, so F, which is already defined in entity, that belongs to a signal. So because of that, F less than or equals to R operation of all these variables. Anyway, this is a signal, so not a variable, because it was declared in entity declaration part. In that, for that reason only, here we consider the less than equals to, but all these are all we declared as variable. Because of that, here assigning operator for them as colon equals to. So if you look at the previous syntax, what we studied under sequential is, and these four are variable assignment statement, and last one is sequential signal assignment statement, because this is how to describe the body of that particular one. Next we are supposed to close this particular body by means of mentioning the keyword and process. So with that we can able to close the process body, and after closing it we are supposed to close the architecture as well, because wherever you mention begin, okay, to terminate that particular one we must write end for that. So here for process, here I mentioned begin, for that this is the end. And once again here I mentioned begin for architecture, that also must be end. So in that regard, so after end process we are supposed to end the architecture as well. So that we indicated with end. So architecture name same as this particular. Okay. So this is how to mention a process based data flow VHDL architecture for the prime number detector. But anyway, so very rare cases this type that we are using in behavioral description style. As I mentioned previously, we are supposed to mention the behavior itself. Behavior in the sense, based upon the truth table, we are going to describe the behavior of that particular structure. Okay, but here, so I mentioned only, okay, so how we are going to assign variables, what is the operator, in those particular cases, how it is going to differentiate with the data flow structure. So that's what I would like to explain. Because of that, here I considered this type of, okay, process body. But so all majority cases we are supposed to write to represent by means of representing the truth table itself. Okay. Anyway, so this is how to write a program by means of considering those two sequential statements. We have several more sequential statements. Using of those, so much more behavioral way we can able to write the programs. But these are all the just introduction part, sequential. Okay. In the next classes we will study about the what are the other sequential statements that we have. Based on that, how much easily we can able to represent the program in behavioral description style. Okay. Anyway, thank you. Thank you.